Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Harrison Ford reportedly loses it at Indiana Jones waiting for autographs. One of the many reasons why people love Harrison Ford is that he's an unfiltered and often very cranky old man and doesn't even bother to hide it anymore. The actor was trending as recently as this year's Academy Awards when he used his time presenting the best ending trophy to blast Warner Brothers for their initial reactions to Blade Runner, one of the greatest sci fi movies ever made. His general apathy towards Star Wars has also become the stuff of legend, and you can't help but laugh at how obvious Ford makes it that he's got no interest whatsoever in answering questions about Han Solo unless he's promoting something directly tied to the franchise. However, his purported short fuse has generated a little negativity after reports began making the rounds that the big screen legend had snapped at a group of Indiana Jones fans waiting for autographs and pictures outside of his hotel. Of course, as a 78-year-old man shooting a mega budget blockbuster in the midst of a pandemic, the story does detail that Ford's management told the assembled throng in advance that he wouldn't be signing anything or posing for pictures due to his status as being part of the vulnerable age group. So he hardly left anyone disappointed, seeing as they were warned ahead of time. So many set photos have been making the rounds since Indiana Jones 5 started shooting that you can guarantee for a fact that Ford has been getting hounded by the paparazzi everywhere he goes, and he's right in refusing to get up close and personal with his supporters when Disney and Lucasfilms are investing a massive amount of money into the project. And the last thing they need is a production shutdown. So basically, Harrison Ford gets upset. And basically, people, you have to understand that people are older now. They really don't have time for anything. You know, they don't have time for the shenanigans or talking to anybody. So, he's been cranky because he's older. Harrison Ford basically just gets tired of people. So I feel him on that. Also, trying to see something. Let's see. I thought I had it here. Looks like I don't. All right. Harrison Ford is also out and about after Indiana Jones 5 injury, but he's wearing a sling after years of being told by Lucasfilms that a new Indiana Jones movie would happen. Fans were excited to learn that the production was actually getting underway. The project had been in development for years as a parade of writers tried their hand at a story. Eventually, the director even changed, but finally, filming started last month before Indiana Jones himself hurt his arm. Filming Indiana Jones 5 has now gone slightly pear shaped as Harrison Ford suffered an injury on set and he's now been spotted out and about in a sling. People has the pictures of Harrison Ford walking through London with his arm in a sling. He seems fine, all things considered. The actor suffered the injury rehearsing a fight scene for Indiana Jones 5. The sling certainly makes the injury look significant, but it's likely that it's all just a precaution to make sure that things don't get worse. Whatever happened to Ford's arm, the best medicine is probably just rest so that it will heal quickly and he can get back to work. Initial reports indicated the injury was minor and that director James Mangold would be able to shoot around Ford as his injury healed. And while there were some follow-up reports claiming the injury was more serious than initially claimed, it does appear that Indiana Jones 5 is still in production, even if it's all happening without its star at the moment. It just seems like it's one thing or another when it comes to Indiana Jones 5. While Lucasfilm confirmed the movie was on the way countless times after Disney purchased the company, there were some clear difficulties in finding a story as multiple people tried their hand at the script. This caused the film's release date to get pushed back more than once. The film is currently slated top open in July 2022, and that hasn't changed following Harrison Ford's injury. While there's always the possibility things could get delayed in the future, there's at least no obvious expectation of that. It's difficult not to point out that Harrison Ford turned 79 years old the week that it came out. This will almost certainly be his final time playing Indiana Jones, and one has to assume that the fight scene he was practicing probably isn't the most physically intensive thing he's ever done in his life. And one has to wonder if what action Ford was set to be involved in might be toned down so as to be sure he doesn't aggravate his injury. Even under perfect circumstances, there would still be a fear that a shoulder injured once could be injured again much more easily if proper precautions are not taken. In the end, even if Indiana Jones 5 is delayed a bit longer, in order to be sure the star is able to everything he needs to do, I'm sure most people won't mind if fans have waited this long. They can wait a bit longer. So the thing with him going after the fans, cursing them out, I understand he's old and everything, and they pre-warn fans, but it is what it is. To me, they're not reporting it, which they're not going to report is Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, excuse me. Just a little update on Indiana Jones 5, and the production is working around it. I don't know if this is going to be great. The last one was Indiana Jones 4, I believe, with Sean Connery was in it. That was a good one. I love that movie with him and Harrison Ford. I love the Indiana Jones series. I hope it goes out good. Excuse me. The last one was, I'm sorry, Indiana Jones, where he was the dad and his son was in it. My bad, guys. But that was okay. It wasn't as good I felt as the other ones, but it is what it is. So we'll see. Just to update on it. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this, hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you love what you hear, you can donate to the page by Cash Apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you all for listening, and we're out. Deezy.